What's up, ladies and gents, and welcome to Red Bang Cast on the Red Bang Cast YouTube channel. As always, I am your host, Steve, and it's going to be all horror all the time this month. So, let's go ahead and get to it with a review of a movie I originally really hated, and now I've found a little bit of an appreciation for, House of a Thousand Corpses. If anybody knows me on here, they know that I really dislike Rob Zombie's movies, and Rob Zombie as a musical artist, and for the most part a person in general. I think perhaps his best accomplishment was being friends with Johnny Ramone. Anyway, though, I originally saw House of a Thousand Corpses years ago, and very, very much disliked it. I thought there was absolutely nothing to like about this movie. I really hated the writing. I thought that Rob Zombie was an awful writer. His dialogue is not worth anything. His characters are all loathsome, awful people that you can't relate to, nor do you want to relate to. He has abysmal ability at writing plot structure. It's really, really, really bad. And they're not only those really bad things, but also this thing about his directing style, which is interesting. There's a very, very interesting directing style going on there. However, I think that for the most part, that style is something that for some reason doesn't work for me. I don't know. And the editing in the movie is absolutely abysmal as well. Really, really bad editing. That pretty much makes the movie just really, really choppy and crappy. However, this time around, somehow, I was able to find some enjoyment in this movie. And I would have never gone back and watched this if it hadn't been for my watching The Devil's Rejects, by the suggestion of Dead Pit. I watched some old Dead Pit video. Well, I listened to some old Dead Pit episodes, and they really recommended not only House of a Thousand Corpses, but The Devil's Rejects. And Devil's Rejects had been something that I'd reluctantly wanted to see, but at the same time I was sort of like, ugh. But I went back, I watched Devil's Rejects, very, very much enjoyed it. I'll do a separate review of that eventually, maybe not this month, but eventually. And I was like, if I can find House of a Thousand Corpses for cheap, I will definitely have to give it a watch, and I found it for cheap. And to be honest, Captain Spaulding probably would have been one of those really bad roles, but somehow he gives him enough personality to force, somehow, a really, really great performance out of it. Even though Rob Zombie is very, very bad at writing dialogue, characters, pretty much everything. But Captain Spaulding is fantastic. I also discovered that I really, really like Bill Moseley in this movie. His character, Otis Driftwood, is very, very good. I love his creepiness. I love the way that it's sort of a combination between Chop Top and some type of Charles Manson type character. But overall, I think that still he gives a better performance in The Devil's Rejects, and I'd have to say that the standout performance of this movie is Captain Spaulding. Very, very much enjoy Captain Spaulding here. I'm getting a couple little responses here. Horror Fanatic 78 says, "Hey Steve, I agree with you about Rob." And then he also says, "Hey Steve, I agree with you about Rob Zombie. He's got a good style, but that's about it. I didn't really care for House of a Thousand Corpses the first time I saw it either. However, it did grow on me over time. And that, I think, is sort of what's happening to me. It's really something that, I don't know, for some reason it just didn't work for me the first time, and really it doesn't work very well for me this second time. But overall, I did enjoy it a lot more, and honestly, I kind of think that if I could just go back and watch that opening 10 or 15 minutes with Captain Spaulding, I could probably have enough of House of a Thousand Corpses to satisfy me, and then I wouldn't have to watch the rest of the movie. Because really, Zombie's finish to the movie, in particular, is really, really bad. Badly written, badly directed, badly edited, badly acted, and yeah, to me, really, there are two good things about House of a Thousand Corpses, and that is Captain Spaulding and Otis Driftwood. And then somehow Devil's Rejects is a million times better than House of a Thousand Corpses, and that's how I kind of view it. So, thank you, Horror Fanatic 78, aka Adam, good friend of mine on here, for your opinion, for tuning in to the live video. This will be archived, hopefully. It's going to have good enough video. It'll be all the way through, and people will be able to watch it, hopefully. If they're unable, I'll probably take the video